Good win. Excited for it. Anytime you can score 44 points, I'm guessing I don't have the play-by-play right in front of me. We challenged our kids this week to start fast. I thought we scored in the first 4 possessions we had. Defensively, we forced a big turnover, created a short field. There's a lot of positives. The downhill, the tailback run game was much better today. Anytime you can have a 97-yarder, that's a big play. Following a big stop by our defense, and complimentary football to those guys. Had a good week of practice. Had much better than a week ago, and I think there's still room for improvement, but I'm excited about where we're at. Challenged our guys before the game. We're going out of the month of October with a blast because the month of November we got to be playing our best football, and that doesn't matter if you're Little League Baseball or in the NFL. You always want to be playing your best football or best of anything at the end of the season, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. Cam did a tremendous job today. Knew earlier in the week that Quincy wasn't going to be able to go because of some of the things that we had talked about. Just didn't feel comfortable throwing the football. We tried to warm him up a little bit today. Just didn't have any length to it. Look forward to getting him back in the mix, back in the rotation this week. All depends on just his health, but my job is to make sure we have enough people, enough bodies to help us win games. All right, fire away.
Matt, what are you seeing different from Cam that you saw in Huntsville at the end of May? How different is he now as a player?
Decisive. C's defense is so much better. I think the touchdown on the north end where they brought two off the boundary side or the opponent's sideline, smoke pressure, he was able to avoid and had just the calm and just composure to find a receiver and make a great throw. That's a big-time play. I don't care what level of football you're in, but not to be panicked. He saw it. He knew what was coming. He wanted to get the ball out quicker, avoided pressure, was still had the composure to make a really good play for us. And I thought he saw that threw it away a couple times. Just did what we needed to do to make sure if we end every series with a kick, we're going to win a lot of games.
You had a 97-yard rushing touchdown, Kobe. Just explosive plays a lot in this game. Just where did that come from?
Well, I think emphasis of it all week long. I think some guys probably took offense to the fact that I said that the tight ends and the O-line needed to play better, and that usually gets people's attention. We always give our guys a bad time of spending too much time on social media, but sometimes I can use it for my advantage as well.
Yeah, and you mentioned tight ends was, earlier in the week that was mentioned a lot, like you said. To get touchdowns from one of them today, just how big was that?
Well, it was huge. We had big plays out of our crew chiefs today. Cam hit 2 big plays out of both of them. Did a great job on the perimeter blocking. Those guys do it all for us. And, when I challenged them last week, it wasn't as if the sky was falling. I just wanted them to play. They're two veterans. I want them to play better.
We saw a couple, the big play to Josh right away, and then the big play to Noah on, I think, the next series. There's a couple of big plays from tight ends we haven't necessarily seen this season. What opened that up? Was it Cam? Was it the play call?
Oh, I think it was the play calling and just knowing what our opponent was giving us defensively. They were going to play. They played us in a ton of either man or single high defense. It was old school cover 3, and we were able to kind of get those tight ends across the middle, across the post player, and great throw, great catch. And then those two guys can run pretty well. And it's going to take a load to tackle them both in the open field.
Do you feel like something like this with Kobe was coming, a performance like this?
I felt like all year we've been a step away, an ankle tackle away from having some explosive plays. So it is refreshing to see some big plays, some chunk yardages coming. And I'm more excited probably for our offensive line and our tight ends, just because those are the guys. Our backs are really special. Talented young men, but the other 10 guys got to do their job too. And you see receivers blocking downfield. I'm going to give Kobe a bad time now on that second one. He says he runs a 10.6, or at least he did in high school. I didn't see 10.6 today on that one, so we'll challenge him a little bit.
How big was it having Sundell back? Was it noticeable?
It was good. Hard. I think probably from a comfort level, it probably was. I think for Cam, you think about just the quarterback. That's who we played for. That's who we played with all year. Last year, I think it's no different than a pitcher having a catcher that he wants to throw to all the time. There's continuity between the two. There's communication that happens, just a comfort level. And so to get Jalen back, and Jalen's played a lot of football for us, so talented player.
Matt, the message of the team after a win, that's not always easy for head coach because the teams win, right?
Yep.
any concern that they would take that message, the right way, like you wanted it to? I'm guessing to raise the potential of your team.
I think you have to do it sparingly. I think you guys know me well enough. I try not to be uber negative with our players. I try to stay relatively positive with them at practice, in the meeting rooms. So that way, when you do make a comment like that, it does have some lasting effect. That's probably out of my character with our team for me to challenge two position groups like that. And so when I did, it probably caught their attention.
The fourth down stand at the goal line that led to Kobe's
Yep.
touchdown. Talk about that a little bit now. Important. That was a heck of a hit by Jackson.
It was. That was pretty dang fun, wasn't it? Mike, even you got excited on that series, I bet.
It looked like it hurt actually.
Wow. He'll be just fine. He's North Dakota tough now. So, big time play. Those guys, they refuse to just concede anything, and that's what I really appreciate. About what Coach Braun, Coach Buda, Coach Gazer, Coach Morgan, Coach Perchinsky, all those guys have created in that room. Is those guys have an edge. They know that every Tuesday when we do NDSU versus NDSU, they get to go against the best offense in the country and vice versa. And I know it's a cliche and probably stealing it from Coach Bowl, but iron sharpens iron. And our kids challenge one another. But for us to get another big fourth down stop and then to flip it around and have an explosive play like that, momentum's contagious. And for us to have a big play after the defense just had a big series, that isn't probably that unique. Our kids, our guys on offense, they love seeing Code Green have some fun out there too.
So is Cam the starting quarterback, or is that decision still to be made?
That decision, we got to see how people's health are still. Like I said, today we got Quincy out there, got him throwing a little bit, but just wasn't prepared to go. And we need to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help ourselves win football games. And so sometimes we got to make some tough decisions there. We'll see where he's at. We got a unique week of practice coming up. The NCAA has created a November 2nd as Civics Day. And so we can't practice on Tuesday, so we're going to turn it around. Thank goodness we were able to get some guys out relatively. 8 minutes left in the third quarter today, but we got to turn around and have practice tomorrow.
South Dakota State week coming up. I know you're celebrating this victory, but
Oh, our kids know. Our kids know. We're excited about it. They're best team, one of the best teams in the country. Runner-up national championship, conference championship. Feels like every week we're playing a conference champion.
Matt, how did Cole play today? What did you see out of Peyton to get into the game and play?
I love it. I can't wait for that kid. That kid just keeps developing, and you can see Quincy, Cole, Cam, Peter Anderson, who's another quarterback we have on the team who does a tremendous job, behind closed doors in the dark with our scout team. But those guys just, winners like winners, and those guys are all winners in that room. They appreciate one another. I think he made a great read today on that little zone. The end came crashing down. He is a big kid. He's physical. He can throw the football. Those reps he got today are going to be instrumental in his development moving forward. We good?
Thank you.
All right. Have a happy Halloween.
Jackson, was that like a car crash at the goal line? I feel like one?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it was a big collision. Shoulder went a bit numb for a while, but nothing wrong. Just needed to get some feeling back, but yeah.
How big was that? Granted, I know you were grimacing after it, but how could you sense how big a momentum play that was?
I think so. It was nice to get off the field with no points. And then a few plays later, Kobe takes one to the house. So, that was a big part of the game. It was a fun play.
what's that like to see Kobe, a couple plays after you made your big play, Kobe takes it 97 yards, and what's that, to know that you sparked that, in a sense?
Yeah, it feels good. It's good to see some explosive plays out of our offense. I thought they played really well today. They looked like they were in sync, moving the ball well. Yeah, that was really fun to see.
Michael, I feel like Coach sent a message after last week to the team.
Yeah, absolutely. We as players didn't feel like we started fast enough on defense, and the coach definitely made sure that we knew that we didn't, and that we made that a goal of ours coming into this game, that we were going to start fast and be physical from the jump and make sure we suffocate them from the beginning. So.
Has Coach Entz or Kleiman done that before, Jackson? You know, after a win, kind of get after you guys and tell you that maybe he expected more out of you after a victory?
Certainly. You know, I mean, we try to really appreciate whenever we do win a game because it's, you know, it's something that it's hard. It's a hard thing to do in college football. But our expectations around here aren't just to win games; it's to play really, really good football. And there are definitely games when we feel like we might walk away with a win, and we didn't play very good football, or we didn't play hard enough, we didn't execute well enough. So what we're really striving for isn't necessarily wins and losses, but to play to the ability that we know that we can. So.
Michael, I remember you were injured at the end of the Sam Houston game. Can you describe I guess you personally, what you were going to address this season? Because it seems like you played possessed this entire year.
Man, I actually just seeing how short life is, I guess, and just have to take advantage of all your opportunities. I was never expecting that to happen. It was a freak injury. It was actually a thumb injury that put me out of the game. So just coming into this season, I felt like I didn't play well enough all throughout last year, not to my expectations and to my teammates' expectations. So I just knew I had to come in and prove to them that I can play it at a high level consistently and through every game. And I just give credit to the teammates around me, and my coaches put me in great positions, doing a lot of great things in the off season before the season started, and just continue to help me grow throughout the season.
Jackson, you seen that right away with Michael? Was that something evident right when this season began about how he's played?
That was evident when I first met him about 5 years ago. The kind of guy he is and the kind of way that he plays the game of football inspires me to play hard as well. But yeah, I think both of us, neither of us played like we wanted to in the spring. We felt like we had to do a lot better. We felt like the whole defense had to do a lot better, and we're kind of the old guys around now, and people start to look to us for answers, and it's been fun to see better play defensively, to see Tut flying around making a ton of plays and playing the way that he does, and to have the success we've had this year. It's been really cool to see. So hoping that it continues and we keep playing good football.
Coach said you guys already know it's South Dakota State week. I know you just got done with one victory, but you guys already know what's on the schedule next.
Yeah. We're excited. They're a good football team. It's going to be a good challenge, but we love playing those guys. It should be a fun game, and we're looking forward to going down there. So.
Cam, when did you find out you were going to be the guy this week?
They told me on Wednesday just that I was going to get the start, so I knew I needed to be ready to go.
How different did this feel compared to last spring and starting?
I really didn't think it was much different. I felt like I had the same approach as I did in the spring. I just knew I needed to go out and execute for our team.
Do you feel more comfortable, though?
I did,
You did last
yeah.
spring. I mean,
Yeah.
we talked about this a little bit last week.
Mhm.
You look more comfortable, more.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I just think that the experience that I had in the spring really helped me, and then just getting better in the summer and just building off of Q and just some of the other players had really helped me just feel comfortable today.
A lot of explosive plays out there. Kobe has a 97-yard touchdown. What do you think opened that up today?
I think, we were pretty good in the pass game, so it just kind of made them respect the pass game, and it opened up that run there. And I thought we did a great job up front today, just picking up the pressures, and then obviously on that run and some other runs that we had.
Did you, on a passive average in the first possession, did you sense that blitz? Can you explain that play?
Yeah, so we had watched all week that when they bring a six-man pressure, they ran 32 fire, 3 deep, 2 under, and then they were bringing 6 guys. So I just knew that I had to hold the safety on the backside hash, and he was going to be wide open.
Kobe, today feel like a long time coming that you've had some runs but not able to explode one. Can you describe that today?
Definitely, I would say so. Just being able to, get the carries that I had and be able to really do something with it, it was big for me, big for my confidence going forward.
Was it frustrating, or how do you describe how the season has gone for you so far?
I would say it can get a little frustrating where you're not performing how you expect yourself to perform. Like I said, just being able to have this game and build off of it leading to later on in the playoffs and things like that, it's just big for the confidence. It really is.
Same thing as And what do you think opened up a lot of the explosive plays today?
I was like he said, a lot of the passing game was doing well. The linemen up front, they were getting good push. And I feel like the running back room, we were just, when we saw a hole, we were hitting it. So, I mean, things like that, when you do that with a defense, they tend to break. So, consistency.
Tried a big run. He kind of popped in the middle and popped out left, and there wasn't much there after that. It was sprint to the end zone.
So, it was a normal dive play. And, being backed up, I knew, there was going to be a lot of pressure trying to, clog the middle. So once I got the ball, I knew automatically where I was going with it. So I just bounced it out, made a move on the corner, and I saw the green. So I just decided, hey, sprint fast, don't get caught. And that was that.
It's the longest run in Bison history, so your name's in the record book now. What's that mean to you?
Man, it means a lot to me. After the touchdown, they made it. They kind of like tried to tell me, and I thought they were talking about I broke my own record. I was like, okay. Then they're like, no, you broke the school record. Like, this is like the NDSU record. And, it was just a great feeling, to be able to do that. It's big time, man. And I'm excited.
It seemed like no position group was immune from any motivational push from the coaching staff in the last week or so. Can you describe what that was like?
What do you mean?
Looked like Entz challenged even running backs and everybody.
Yeah. So, yeah, he challenged us early in the week. And, just having that chip on our shoulder all week, like we need to practice better, watch film better, whatever we need to do so we can come out Saturday and answer that challenge. And I feel like we all did that today as a unit.
The pass to Gindorf, Cam, was that a similar play to the one to Babbage?
It was the exact
same play? Okay.
Yeah, yep. And they ran the same coverage.
Is preparation this week the same for you? Do you anticipate you will be the starting quarterback on Saturday?
We'll see when I don't know when the week comes. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna do everything that I did this week, and I felt like it worked. I think we can win games with all three quarterbacks that we have. So.
You went another crack at South Dakota State?
Oh yeah, for sure. We got to bring that rock home.
Kobe, do you see the official running next to you along the sideline? Did you notice an official running next to you? That was booking, man. That was keeping up with you.
I did not notice the official,
Okay.
but he made sure to, after the run and stuff, to come over and chat with me about that. So we had a little conversation. Definitely.